So I was saying trade Kyrie for Ben. But I remember you saying, "Nah, I'd rather trade Harden." Why would you trade Harden for
Yeah.
Ben Simmons?
Now remember, I was saying that a while ago
Yeah,
before it was even popular.
yeah.
Now you made a great point about Kyrie. Now let me just say this real quick before I get into that. Kyrie is making it hard for me to not want to trade him right now. You know why? Because now
Mm.
they say he ain't gonna take the vaccine, so he might not even play. You understand? Yo, these dudes is sometimes they make it difficult for you to root for them.
Mm.
So, but this is why I say James Harden. I think at times with basketball teams you can have too much. The Nets don't need all that. I think
We agree. We agree so far. Keep going.
um I think Kyrie and Kevin Durant complement each other better than KD and James Harden. Um I think Kyrie and KD have better chemistry on the court, and they don't mind um deferring to each other. I don't think James Harden can do that for a whole season. Yeah, of course he started out good and all that, but I think James Harden is a guy that needs his own team. I don't think James Harden cares about winning. That's just my honest opinion. Um, so I think benefit better with Kyrie
And Durant.
and Kevin Durant.
To stack on top of your point with Harden, Chris Bosh came out publicly on Bill Simmons' podcast, and he did say they targeted Harden in the championship when the Heat played them because they knew they couldn't stop Westbrook. They couldn't stop Durant back then. They said, "Yo, we knew we could target Harden because he was, I guess, he was more finesse." So that, on top of his playoff performances, have not been there. But I don't. I think he plays well with superstars. Like the fact that he did get to the championship with OKC that young. To me, I saw him. I'm like, this is Mano 2.0, and he's actually better than that. On Houston, Chris Paul got there. They were a Chris Paul injury away from really. I see.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't mean to control. I don't know if he's better than Manu, my dude. Like we could disagree, agree to disagree. We could talk about that another time. I don't know if he's
We
better than
can,
Manu.
we can, and I more than likely might agree with you because Manu got more heart. I'm.
But hold on, just real quick. Hold on. See,
Go ahead. Go
this is
ahead.
why I love basketball. You see how we could just it could
Yeah.
be nonstop. But hold on, because I don't want to get off topic. See, this is what people get caught up in. Yeah, he got average 40. But Manu didn't have to average 40. See, I had an argument with my young dudes. They told me Dominic Wilkins is better than Scotty. You know how insane that is?
You
Scotty
find that
Pippen.
you find that insane. You feel this up?
Now let me tell you why. Because Scotty Pippen, how can I say? If LeBron is a 10, Scotty Pippen is an 8.5. LeBron is a much better Scotty Pippen.
Especially
Pippen
for
can
this
play.
era.
Pippen is picking you up 94 feet.
Full court.
He can get his own shot. Remember, it didn't require him to go out and give you 40. So I think people get misconstrued with the numbers. Once again, Carmelo, I think, is the second most with the numbers. We
Yeah.
don't consider him the greatest anything.
Some
Kareem
people do.
Abdul-Jabbar name don't even come, but
Some
Kareem
people
Abdul-Jabbar name don't even come up in the barbershops when it comes to the greatest ever if we talk about numbers.
do. Right.
So people gotta miss me with the Harden it be tricky because you gotta move along with the times and I get it. So we like to razzle dazzle. Oh, he gave him 60, but it's like, but you don't get to that other level, and you
Mm.
don't show the sacrifice to get to that other level. Man who sacrificed and said, "I'm gonna come off the bench." He didn't have to do that.
What lemon pepper Lou Williams. My
Lou
man, shout out to
Williams.
my man Joe. We had an argument recently about he thought Lou Williams was way better than Manu Ginobili. I'm like, you can't say that. This guy led his country to a gold medal. You can't against NBA talent. 20 years ago, you cannot say that. Manu Ginobili is clutch. Never had to worry about anything about him. The Spurs are drafting you, keeping you around for a reason. They like that mentality. I'm with you with that. It's I can see it's obvious for someone to say it would come to them faster to say, oh, yeah, James Harden is better. But once you dissect it, he doesn't play defense ever. Harden played better defense, and he was willing to play team ball, like you said. Um, but yeah, with that being said, that's the other thing. I actually think because Harden likes to, he really does defer. He plays dope. He's a better passer than Kyrie. I found that they played in a better flow when Harden was, once they traded for Harden, that team became, it looked different. It felt different. And for me, Kyrie's a ball stopper. Durant's a ball stopper. They might like each other, and you can tell that. But Harden for me makes that offense flow. And what you started with is what we totally agree on. They already have enough offense. That's why the Ben Simmons trade made sense to me. Because like we said, if he just
Yeah,
shot, look at Blake Griffin. I didn't know he could shoot it like he was trying to shoot. On the Nets, all he has to do is take that comfortable open three-pointer, that one-on-one three-pointer.
yeah,
Ben Simmons can slide right in and be Blake Griffin times 100 because he's playing defense and shooting that ball. But
yeah.
you still like Kyrie being traded. You still, I mean Harden. You want Harden
Well,
gone. Who
yeah.
would be the point guard then?
Only but you said who won't be the point guard?
If it's Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and Durant, who's the point guard?
Remember that means Kyrie and Ben can share it.
Okay.
See the Ben Simmons thing, quick fast, because we're gonna move forward from that. But people fail to realize he lost a shooter. People and we can me and you gonna do a lot of these because it's a lot of guys in the league that don't get props. Danny Green is very underrated. I've watched Danny Green. Danny Green was the same size in high school. Remember, I think Danny Green is from Long Island. No, he's
Mm.
from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
remember my Rice High School. I know you heard of Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Hicks, the coach, that's from my block. That's family. So we
Mm.
was going. Remember, Mo Hicks coach Kimber Walker. This one they was calling Kimber Walker the Prince of Zamunda. Like
Uptown.
that's what I'm saying, my dude. I go back. So we was going to these games. Yo, Danny Green used to kill Rice every game. What I'm trying to say is Ben Simmons lost another scorer and another shooter, right? So they put the ball in Seth Curry hands. Now I'm not saying Seth Curry is not good, but he turned into a two guard. Nah, you the point guard. You get people open. Now, if we get you the open shot, yeah, knock it down. But to me, they put the ball in his hands and gave him too much to do.
Yeah.
So all that plays that's a psychological game with Ben Simmons also. Like, yo, what's really going on? This me and Joel Embiid team.
Mm.
So it's to me, it's a lot of layers. And remember, I don't,
Inside.
yeah, this ain't no inside. This is just me loving the game and watching the game. And it's like they handed the reins over to Seth Curry. Like, really think about it.
So how would that work on the Nets then? If he was there for Harden, it's Harden, Kyrie,
Because,
and Durant. He
right, because
wouldn't mind handing over the reins.
nah, you got to remember because he know.
That
Listen,
ain't Steph Curry.
if you come on, if you go into a team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie or Kevin Durant Harden, you already know what it is. You'll be a fool not to know that. That's a respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just like if it's Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons team and players come over there, y'all know what it is. This me and him. We the big dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people can act like that don't happen, but come on, man, like that happens. So I just think Ben Simmons is in a bad predicament, and Doc Rivers don't know how to manage that predicament, and I think it's going to get worse and worse. But just going back to Kyrie, because like I said, we could keep you
Now
make
go
some
ahead.
good points though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you make some good points about keeping James Harden. You definitely make some good. It's kind of like a toss up with James Harden and Kyrie. It's almost like you can go with James Harden because he's not as injury prone and he's going to be there. With Kyrie, and I like Kyrie. I think he don't get as much props, but he's starting to be a little difficult. He's starting
Starting.
to get a little out of. No. Hold on, hear me out.
Starting.
No, hear me out. See, I'm big on if you got a job and the boss is not complaining, why should I complain? If the Brooklyn Nets ain't coming out complaining about him missing games here and there, I'm not gonna complain about that.
Good point.
But
Good
now
point.
when what you're doing is affecting the team in the season, remember he got hurt. So if he get injured, you can't put that on him. But now season's about to start. It's less than a month, and you're still being difficult. It's hard to root for you, man. It just is. It's
Mm.
no disrespect. They say Andrew Wiggins don't want to get the vaccination. I hope he don't, so Golden State could trade him. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, I mean that vaccine talk is a big deal out there. You're
But
clearly pro.
I don't even want to get into that. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. That's some other, people go nuts when you start talking about that crazy stuff.
Well, we shouldn't, but we do that off the mic. But
But the Kyrie thing, I think that's a toss up.
that is a great point. It doesn't matter what anybody says. We just saw The Last Dance last year. Nobody cared about what Dennis Rodman's antics were. What happened when Dennis Rodman said, "I want a vacation"? Who did they bring into the office? It was Phil Jackson, and he had who with him? Michael Jordan. I didn't hear any other name.
What Mike told him?
He's crazy.
Leave him alone. Let him go do what he got to do.
No. Mike said if he goes, he ain't coming back. And Michael Jordan's the one that got him back from the room in Carmel Electric.
Right.
But the point is,
no, hold on, but real quick. Remember, at one time Mike did say you got to let Dennis be Dennis.
Right.
Remember, and he told Dennis, if it's a Friday and we got a game on a Tuesday, be back Sunday, Monday, man. But he said you got to let Dennis be Dennis. And that's a great point that you brought that up. As long as you do your job on the court, of course you can't be a stone cold murderer, killer, and be doing something illegal off the court.
Well, if you ask the Patriots, you probably could because they had Aaron Hernandez. That's a different story. But that is the point. That's why you get that treatment. Kyrie, they gave him that much rope because, listen, we do think you're special, bro. But now it's little by little, your contract, we're trying to sign an extension with you. We already got one for your boy. Durant is here, so they're tied to Durant. Now they're telling Durant, listen, we know that's your man, but is he committed? Are you sure he's committed? Because we got this trade. I thought it was a G check by Sean Marks. I loved it. Even if nothing happens, we agree. Yeah, they can win with Kyrie. Of course they can, but that's not what we're saying. You're the manager. Yo, bro, your man is a little loose. What is this?
He is. Yeah.
And that's why you hit on the nose. Anybody who work for even if you work with each other right now, we have to work with each other to create this podcast, this episode. We can't go crazy. You can't just leave the room right now without saying anything. That's Kyrie.
Right. It'd be going for 20 minutes and come back like ain't nothing wrong. Like, okay, so yeah, and you sitting there like, what? Are you kidding me? So I definitely get what you're saying.
And you hit it on the nose, bro, because if your boss isn't really having a problem with you until then, because if you're producing, you're gonna act like you're supposed to be the diva. That's whatever the engine is to fuel you. That's what Michael Jordan said. Whatever makes you'll keep that going until your boss goes, yo, check this out. We gotta rein that in. All right. And especially when there's respect there. Sean Marks is a general manager. Maybe I think you would agree. You gotta respect that dude. Kept them competitive before the big three, and now they're a championship contender. You gotta respect that, man. And I guess the final point with this, I think the Ben Simmons trade is also intriguing for Sean Marks because I don't see Durant, Kyrie, and Harden, even if you sign all four for 4 years, I don't see them making it 4 years.
They're not staying together. No, of course not.
Well, I think injuries could break that up. So Ben Simmons is that, like you put it correctly. Ben Simmons is a tough young dude. You can see this guy playing another 15 years, barring injury. Kyrie was never looked at that way. Durant, he just came off the Achilles injury. James Harden, we don't know. He got injured last year. So Ben Simmons, a young pup. You add that onto the roster. Steve Nash is a shooter. Kevin Durant's a shooter, a 7-foot shooter. Why wouldn't he be able to tweak this guy and help this guy out? So, yeah, it's a bunch of stuff that comes with that makes the Ben Simmons trade intriguing.